Afternoon. I thought I set that to 2 minutes, but I clearly left it at a minute. So Carl's disappeared.
It's afternoon already. Have we gone through another day?
Oh dear, and it won't connect to my channel for some reason. Afternoon
dear.
or evening, folks. So
Evening.
oh, that's a good start. Well, it's all going to go Pete Tongs. We got Mozza back in the house again. So yes, the Luton fan who joined us, evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But yes, Mozza who joined us for the original game, or the first game, the original of this season, when Argyle went away and beat Luton 3-2. We thought we'd bring him back because he's obviously a good luck charm for this game.
Yes.
Anyway, how you doing, Mozza?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How is everyone here?
Yeah, everybody's good. Everybody's good.
Good,
Carl,
mate.
evening to you. How's your week been? I know I was off, had a nice long weekend, but this week has just flown by. I can't believe it's Thursday already.
Yeah, it always is when I've got annual leave. I think when you take some time off work, the week just flies by, and the weather's been pretty awful as well. So I haven't really done an awful lot. Been catching up on Stranger Things, which has been good. So yeah.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah, I will watch that at some stage. I'm a bit sadder, really. I catch up with things like Curse of Oak Island, Gold Rush, and all that jazz. I like that sort of documentary stuff. Andy, how's your week been and how you doing?
It's gone all right so far. I've been quite busy work-wise, which is good. Had a bit of a kerfuffle today with the car, tried to change a bulb. That was fun.
Oh dear.
I've got to do that to the wife's.
A little bit of ranting and raving going on this afternoon, but otherwise I'm okay. Been good.
Good. And Gavin, how the devil are you?
I'm all right. I'm just confused on why you said you have to change one of your wife's bulbs. Is that a euphemism?
Gavin,
she's got a screw loose in her bulb.
Don't say that. You'll end up sleeping on the streets.
Yeah, I will do.
But
Your week been good, Gavin?
Yeah, very busy. I like you. I've blinked and it's now it's the end of the month actually. January just seems to have. Remember, it felt like about 4 days ago coming back to work on the 5th. Now it's the 20 something, and I'm like, I've only got a week left. Not good.
Well, Gavin is making some fans on our Spotify podcast channel. So, Martin Pierce, when you're listening in, if you can bear another session with Gavin's anecdotes tonight, then we appreciate the comments. I did reply with a bit of banter. So
it's nice to sandpaper on sunburn with the population. That's always a good start, isn't it?
Absolutely.
About as popular as thrush. There we go. Bingo.
All good fun. Lots of you in the live already. Let's just read out a few comments. So we got Stephen Cooper and Michael Hawkes who are keen as mustard, and we're in around 8:10, waiting patiently for us to go live. But evening to both of them. Stephen Cooper also saying cleverly sounded relaxed in the presser, which is a good sign. I did catch a bit of it. And he did look like he was in a bit more of a positive mood. I did reply at the time saying winning helps clearly, and that away victory recently was massive. Obviously, Stephen's also wanting that Jana song to return to Home Park on Saturday. We shall see what the PA guys do with regards to that. Also, you'll see I've got a QR code to my left on screen, and I've put a link to it, and it's also down the bottom. You can now support us through Patreon. The same memberships as I had on YouTube, but some silly Muppet went and did something and caused a problem for our YouTube account that manages that. So it sort of killed it. The next 32 days.
Any fans, folks, if you like that sort of content as well.
Yeah, you can find us all on there. It's quite a good giggle. But obviously not everybody's on YouTube, and those options for membership and that will come back in about a month's time. Let's just say I wasn't too pleased, but that's just my own idioticness doing that. But I wanted to get the Patreon up for others. So if you do want to support the show, there's the same 2 memberships on there. So go check that out. You've got the QR code or the link below. And what else have we got in here? Obviously, Michael Hawkes, who says he's already on Patreon because he was already on YouTube with Stevie Watson, who I need to make him aware that that's changed for when he drops in, hopefully tonight. So thank you for that, both. Andy Prowse, evening to you. He says, evening, lads. Peterborough away was awesome. On to Luton. The future is looking good. Well, let's see. VW Coco's also in tonight. Good evening to you. And what else have we got going on here? Debbie Firth. Debbie. I do have.
Oh,
just
hello.
waiting on the link, which the wife prompted me soon. But I have got your hoodie ready to go. So I shall try and get them to you for the weekend, and if I can before the game. What else have we got as we come in? Matt Montgomery's in as well. Just a Jana as well. Valentine's is sorted. Blackpool away. He's saying Michael Hawkes also loves Oak Island. Will they ever find that treasure after about 50 seasons of trying to do it? Matt Montgomery, welcome, Mozza. Looking forward to your fans' perspective on the Hatters, the tactics, performances, and chances for Saturday. Yep. Whitehead 571. Hello, Mozza. Funny seeing you here. That's obviously someone you know or knows you. Who else have we got in tonight? Let me. Steve Evans is in. Evening Jana's up the greens. He's going for a 3-1 win on Saturday. And Larry, all the way from Massachusetts, Plymouth, Massachusetts, I think it is. Larry, correct me if I'm wrong. Over there. Where's Brian? Is he joining us tonight as well? But he says, "Good evening to you all. Looking forward to this weekend's match preview." And CJ Carl is back in the party.
He is. He's back in the room.
He's back in the house tonight. Evening to you, CJ. We've missed you. Well, we have. Argyle News Hub, Finley's in as well, saying good evening, everybody. So, right, we're going to, normally we sort of go through a bit of the news. There's obviously no game midweek, so there's not going to be too hectic tonight, but we still got a fair bit of stuff to go through with you. So we'll go through the Luton preview while we got Mozza on, and we'll see what his thoughts on that, and also his season so far. Obviously, they are in that playoff area or just outside of it. I'll check the table in a second, but so having a better season than Argyle, but our starts were obviously different, where we were performing a bit better, and then it all went Pete Tong pretty much after that. Obviously, press conference updates as well, and Cleverly's thoughts on that game, and also the injury updates and any transfer snippets we can get from it. We shall talk as well as a focus point after that. Those players that are out injured, obviously, Carl will take us through some of that. I've asked him to do that for us, and we'll see when they're back, and also where that they're going to fit or how it could adapt to Argyle's style of play, because it's good that we've now got competition. And we also have, and hopefully will be with us later on tonight. You know, we obviously like to do a little bit on the Argyle women's football team. Gavin, when he goes to the home games, does bring up a, give us a match synopsis of that. So we've got Heather, who's going to join us, who manages the Plymouth Women's Football Supporters Club, Argyle Women's Supporters Club. She's going to join us from now on to also give us a bit more of a summary of what's going on with the ladies at the end of the shows on a Thursday. So we're really excited to have her on board and see, and give you more of that content. It's all things Argyle, and that includes the women's team. Right. So we're just going to move on to then the game as we got Mozza in with us. So obviously, it was a great result against Peterborough for us, Mozza. We're on that unbelievable away run, and as the title says, we in this show we almost need to now try and get our form at home more consistent. We had the win against Burton, and obviously we got you on Saturday. But just give us a view. Since we last spoke, obviously it was very early in the season, September, that game, we won 3-2. But how have you seen your season so far? Probably a little bit frustrating because there's been a lot of inconsistencies, isn't there? But you're still up there.
Yeah, we're still up there, and we're just 1 point behind. I think it's goal difference that separates us from the playoffs, to be fair. So we're just slowly catching up. Our home form is great, as you know, but our away form is terrible.
Which is good.
Handy to know.
So, especially after what happened on New Year's Day, when I won't say with the team that we've lost to, but you know the team that it is, and we had no shots on target, and our players looked hungover and whatever. But since obviously. When we lost against you, we got rid of Bloomfield, and now we've got Jack Wilshere in. So we've got new manager, obviously new ideas, and potentially like new players that's coming in as well, because it's still January. We're still making progress in the window.
We got Voodoo back in the house tonight, just popping up saying wine.
Obviously, someone's just put, what do I think of Pebble? Obviously, I think he's going to score against
world class, Mozza. World class.
Stepping back a bit, Mozza. With Wiltshire's appointment, how are you finding things with him then as your coach?
I really like him. It's hard not to try and like. I'm trying to give him a chance, an opportunity, obviously. And he's just young and he needs the experience, and no better club to try and do it than Luton, to be fair. And obviously, I appreciate him as a thing because he just appreciates the fans and wants to thank the fans for being there. And it's great to see young managers, especially English managers, come into the game and learn the craft and learn the rules and stuff. And he has got the other experience, but this is his first stint in proper job.
So just laughing at Voodoo's comment. It's good to have him back in with the banter. Yeah, obviously similar situation with us. I mean, Voodoo's a massive fan of Tom Cleverley and always has been. But that's the challenge. We've obviously taken these. You could look at it as gambles, but the situation, bringing someone in like we did with Derek Adams for that experience seems to have, or as Voodoo would say, that he is the one running the show. But you do need sometimes you go through a spell, get some experience in. We're not a very, structurally as a football club, we don't have the resources that Luton will have. So, it is sometimes about being patient, but boy, it was very, very close to the wire at times. So for us, it's good that we've got that form going. So, any questions for Mozza from you, Carl?
What kind of football does Jack Wiltshire like playing? Is he more direct, or is he like getting the ball on the floor and playing through the thirds in it?
The thing that frustrates me the most is obviously we're trying to play the Arsenal way, the passy way, and sometimes it works. And sometimes it doesn't work. So it's just trying to learn. Obviously, he's still learning. So obviously, sometimes he's going to have mistakes and he's going to make mistakes. And that's okay. But obviously, normally we play a high press football and we try and play attacking football. Depends on obviously who's captain. If it's Clark, then if it's Clark that's captain, that's good. If it's Naismith, it's going to be a slower game. So it depends on who's captain, obviously against Plymouth.
And also, who's your players to watch for us?
Obviously, Kuda is top player. I think we bought him from West Ham. He looks really good on the ball, and he can actually score a goal. Obviously, Naki Wells got on a score sheet last week. I don't know how he did that because I slate him so much every week. And obviously, but it's good that he's getting goals now. So I think that's come at the right time. And obviously, I think obviously Clark. Obviously,
I was just going to mention Clark. Yeah,
our captain is amazing. It depends on who's captain, obviously. To be fair, but I think it's going to be a tight game against you guys.
Yeah, he's Clark is your top rated one. I'm just going by FOTMob on there at the moment. Kuda, you mentioned with top scorer on 9, but I mean he ain't no to lie, is he? Let's face it. Andy, any thoughts for you for Mozza?
No, I mean I've been chatting to Moz most of the week actually on TikTok. That's just why I invited him in. But only really, I think it's going to be a tight game between us. He's absolutely right. It's going to be a tight game. I don't think it's going to be as easy as we expect. I think coming back from 2-0 down at the weekend at home and then getting a 2-2 draw, it means they've got that sort of that fight in them to come back. So, I mean, where do you see your weaknesses, Moz? Hit record now, guys.
Our weaknesses is obviously if we go goal down, our heads will drop like we did against Exeter, and then then obviously the fans will get abuse the players and boo the players, and it will just turn into a bad atmosphere. And we need to obviously turn up away because we haven't won away since November last year. So that just shows what the reception is going to be like. It should be we should be getting behind the players, motivating the players, and obviously boosting the players' morale and confidence. To be fair, and we just signed someone from Hull. I don't know if you know him, Archer, yeah. We ain't got enough midfielders in our team, so we just signed one more.
Four
So
strikers. I think we had 5 when we signed. When
we've got about 5-6 strikers,
we
whether
played in,
but they're mostly all injured. To be fair,
yeah, they are now. Yeah, you're right.
so it's keeping these
Any-
players fit. That's the problem.
I was laughing at the comment from Jack Natman saying, I see you've got Mozza, the famous Mozza from TikTok on tonight. Gavin, questions for you. I'm just looking at their obviously recent form. We've also got Lincoln and Burton playing tonight, by the way. It's 1-1 as it stands. But the last 5 games, a draw, a win, a loss, a win, and a win. So obviously they're, it's not too shabby. They are sat in 7th, as Mozza said. It is goal different, so that keeps them just behind Huddersfield at 6th place. Questions for Mozza from you, Gavin?
Just on style of play, really. As Wilshere gone typical Wilshere, which is got to be pretty on the deck through the thirds, try and create the opening a la sort of Arsenal and the Wenger, or is he a bit more pragmatic, like now finally, well, not finally actually, but now that TC is, I think TC had this great, wonderful, romantic idea of playing beautiful football through the thirds in League One. Very quickly found out that wasn't ever going to be a thing, and now we're playing far more direct than I think a lot of people expected to under him. Is that the same? Because obviously Rob was a little bit more direct, wasn't he? So is he playing beautiful football?
I would say it's attacking football. It's obviously as I said before, it's what captain we play is to what football we'll play. If it's Naismith, it'll be defensive football. If it's Clark, it's going to be attacking football.
So they're alternating the skippers then, are they? Is that what's happening?
There are captains basically. If Naismith's fit, Naismith will play. If Clark is fit, Clark will be captain, and we'll just rotate like that. Obviously, for me, Clark should be captain. Naismith should be on the bench, and we can bring Naismith on if we go 1-0 up, and obviously we need to defend. Then bring Naismith on. But obviously, Clark should be captain number 1. And people said that Shay should be playing better because Shay's a better keeper. No, our keeper is Keely, and Keely should be keeper always. Unless we're playing an FA Cup or League Cup, but we're both out of them, so it doesn't matter.
Well, that's the point of Swindon old game. Yeah, what's happening? Does anybody know?
The Swindon game, I'll tell you now. Obviously, they've got a chance to appeal, and obviously, they brought on a player that weren't on the team sheet or whatever. Ian Holloway looks all right, and obviously they deserve to beat us. To be fair, and we didn't want to look like we were playing football, but I'll take the Virtue Cup. To be fair, it's a trophy that we won. Last time we won it was the Johnson Painter Trophy, which I went to, by the way, at Wembley. So we've got a good record at Wembley. So if we get to the playoffs, I'm quite relaxed.
I mean, Gavin, it's like, and gents, the similarities, try and get my words out, being a long day, folks. But as you said, Mozza, when you go behind, you sort of struggle. And obviously we've seen that a lot. And I think it will be interesting on Saturday because, we haven't managed to string a couple of decent games back to back at home for ages, and whoever scores first, it will be interesting to see if the opposition team can then pick themselves up and try and do something. So it will make me nervous as much as it will do you if Argyle go a goal behind or you go a goal behind.
Yeah, it's going to be obviously I think obviously like we got Reading fan in here, and the Luton former Luton player scored against us, so that's what I'm saying. Pebble, if Pebble's there and Pebble's got his shooting boots on and Pebble gets the first goal against us, then I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be a long night.
You know he's gonna run up to you lot and just do that, isn't he?
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I just don't know what's gonna happen. Obviously, I think it's gonna be a draw. As I said just to Andy, I'll take a draw, and obviously we'll get into playoffs, just scraping it, and we'll hopefully this will be the turning point of the away form voodoo that we've got going on, and it'll be our turning point, and we can start winning games eventually away.
I mean, Andy, it's one of those where this league has just been crazy. I mean, Mitchell says it in his press conference. He had to sort of correct himself a bit because he was being a bit disrespectful to the league with his first comment. But we haven't had the big names that were dominating that top half with Birmingham and Wrexham and that, like we were, or like the league had, I should say, not we, last season for both of us. So it's probably frustrating on both sides. We've had a lot of player changes, Andy, haven't we? But if we get that run together, as we know, we're only 6 points behind playoffs. So if we beat Luton, we'll be 3 points behind them. So it's still, everything's still open, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And bringing that experience in, bringing those old heads in there, and getting them play, game time. That's been the key to our success, really. I think having Rawls in there, having Edwards in there, still running around like a 2-year-old. Having that experience in places where it's needed has really benefited us. And I think if we can get it right at home as well, which I think we can, because we've got that experience there instead of youth now, we've got a good chance of knocking on the doors of the playoff, definitely.
Yeah, it's all open for this second half of the season. As Mitchell said, there's no reason why we can't go on to the playoffs. Johnny Firth just commenting, evening, I remember us, brackets York City, beating Luton at Wembley when we won there twice in 10 days. Come on, Green Army, smash the Hatters. How do you respond to that, Mozza?
So I'm just going to respond to Larry's comment. Our goalkeeper should be Keeley. Keeley played for Spurs, very good keeper. And obviously, our away form is shocking. So if you do beat us on Saturday, I will not be surprised. But I won't be crying either. I'll be coming on here and showing my face, because I don't hide. I state facts, and I speak. Like, if you play well and you deserve to win, then what can I say?
Well, I mean, we let any old riffraff in here. That's why we have Reading fans in here. So, sorry, Mike. Has anybody got on the panel got any other questions for Mozza? No. Score predictions. We'll do it while Mozza's here. So, Carl, what's your score prediction for Saturday, not tomorrow?
I went 3-1 to us with Peppel, Tully, and Curtis to score.
Yeah.
Andy?
Peppel first.
I think it's going to be tighter than we think. Initially, I thought 2 each, but I'm going to say 2-1 to Argyle, and I think it's going to be Tully and Curtis to score.
Yeah, and Gavin?
I think I said 2-1 in the chat. I was waiting to see what the press conference said before I made any stupid rash predictions. I think I went 2-1. Obviously, Peppel to score against his old mob, and Curtis to get one, because it's his third game. He needs to go, on it. Let's be honest. He's only had 3 assists so far, or was it 4? He's been quiet, so we need to go, Curtis.
Well, I think, Carl, I went with 3-2, didn't I? I went Galloway actually to get another goal, and Peppel to get 2. I think,
yeah, you did. Yeah.
From recollection.
Not a bad shout, Galloway scoring for the 3rd game in a row if that happens.
Well, it wouldn't be the 3rd game because he didn't score, did he, against Peterborough?
No.
True. Carl, there you go. I'm switched on for once. It would be his 2nd at home, back-to-back at home.
Well, 3 goals in 4 games. It's not bad for a defender.
No, exactly. Mozza, that's been, the lad just mentioned Ronan Curtis there. He has just been a breath of fresh air in those 2 games. We're seeing defenders get into the box and decent balls now, whether it's him or whether it's Rawls. And in fairness, even Sorinola was back to putting in some good balls at the weekend. It's great for us because these defenders, if they commit forward, they're feeling like the ball's going to get into an area that they can cause trouble, let alone the forwards. So there is those threats there now. What are you predicting for the scoreline, Mozza?
I'm not gonna lie, I'll take a draw. Obviously, as I said to you guys. But also, if we you know how someone said 2-1, I'll take a 2-1 win for us, obviously. And run away with it. So, but I think it's going to be tight, as people predicted. I don't think we're going to lose 3-4, 5-1. I don't see it.
No, there's a few bringing their score lines into the chat. Where's my mouse gone? Nicholas G saying 3-1 to Argyle. We've also got Stevie Vaughan saying the same. Simon Fort, evening to you, the same 2-1. Soranola has to score against them too. Well, we shall see with that. So yeah, I think look, we'll look forward to it. Appreciate you coming on, Mozza. What we'll do is, by all means, it might mean Voodoo won't join us, but if you want to come in after the game. We're live on that Saturday.
Mate, I was lucky for you guys before, obviously, Kenilworth Road. So maybe I'm just your lucky charm. I don't know.
Are you staying down? Are you staying down?
No, I'll be down. I'll be down in summer when it's warmer, mate.
Oh, you're not coming down this week. All right,
mate. I look outside. It's all raining. Do you want me to come play me for the rain?
Yeah,
it's not raining, mate, down here.
It's raining here.
Beautiful down here, Bob.
Like 14 degrees and sunshine, mate.
We've still got to play Doncaster whenever that game is, because obviously it was a little bit of snow and everything else.
Yeah, and a club who used to be in the Prem couldn't sort the pitch
just
out.
before you go, Moz, have you got any news regarding the Virtue Trophy game? Is there any progress with the Luton side of it?
Carl, were you asleep about 15 minutes ago?
We did this. We did.
It's like
I said, right. So, Carl. All right. So, Swindon have a chance to appeal. If Swindon win the appeal, then obviously you'll play Swindon. If we win the appeal, you'll be coming back to Kenilworth Road.
I swear I've heard this before.
You've heard this before, Carl.
The problem is,
give you a prod when you're ready.
Well, the problem is, Carl was too busy trying to throw some jokes.
No, I'm just trying to keep up with the comments.
And if my auntie had whatever it was, and he got that wrong. So anyway, right, Mozza, we'll let you go. But appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you.
Bye. See you Saturday. Bye. Bye.
There we go. Bless him. So, I mean, Voodoo couldn't have timed his comeback perfect, because our next guest is Tom Cleverley. Just let's bring him in. Oh, God. One day, Rodney, one day. But no, it's good to have him back in 12-0, he says.
We missed you, Voodoo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mozza
worst ground in the league. Yeah, it's a bit of a niche one, that still, isn't it? He had to tag he can't leave Luton. I don't know what you mean by that, Jack. Matt Montgomery.
I know what he means by that.
We know what we mean. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'll get what you mean, Jack.
All you TikTok people, what else have we got in the comments? Matt Montgomery saying, with Carl on this one, going for a wide open game and 6-goal game, 4-2 to the Greens, Ronan Curtis 2. Tolly, what's going on now? Sorry, I've been abroad in Greenland.
I thought it was Iceland.
Iceland. No, you didn't get decent
wines in Iceland. It was Iceland. That's where he's going, isn't it?
Well, he went to Greenland, and ICE probably got caught up with him, and he was held in prison for a few days while they checked him out. So, right, let's try and get back on track. So, while we were talking about the game, let's just then let's see what was noted in the press conference today. If Restream wants to bring up the slide, but it looks like it doesn't want to do that. So, hang on a second. Definitely going to have to ask for some money back, because we've had nothing but glitches recently. But no, it doesn't want to bring it up. So bear with me. short in. We are working on it and progressing. We then have the scope to do one more, but we'll have to leave that one open. We might have an injury or something crops up, so we'll leave that open. I don't think they even typed that out very well. On Alex Mitchell, TC said the cutoff for the recall has been and gone. That's good news, folks. So as it says there, so that's good news. He's been excellent for us. His bravery and presence, his distribution has improved too. On Bradley Ibrahim, he's been back on the grass. I'd say we're about 3 to 4 weeks away seeing him back in a green shirt not before then. And moving on, bear with me. There's a lot more confidence in the team. This is from Alex Mitchell. Apologies. We've had a good dressing room the whole year, but it helps when you're starting to win games. When you play with confidence, you're twice the player than when you don't. And haven't we seen it all season, Mitchell? Regarding the playoffs as a goal, he said personally he does think that is achievable. There's not many front runners this year. There's 20 games left, but we're in a good position at the moment going into a 3-game week. Home form hasn't been good enough. Too many losses. Once we get 1 or 2, things will start clicking. On Luton specifically, he said it's the biggest game. If we win, it would be a real statement. If we want to do some serious things this season, we need to win games like these. And his final comment, Mitchell, on the Green Army, he says, I've never seen support like it in the EFL. The miles they travel, they come in numbers no matter the form, especially away when it's tight and you're under pressure. You can hear them and it gets you through even the game. So let me just switch back to the screen. And where's everybody gone? They're all in their lobby. Everybody got kicked out. Let me bring them back in. Oh, Heather's there as well. Look.
Well,
Heather called me out there.
Guys, we have a lady with us now.
It was like this time. He just kept going on and on.
He was going on and on and on.
And he's looking out the window, then he's back, then he's talking about fairies. And we're like, hello, there's no one here.
So, well, I had, because the stream didn't show up the press conference on the slide, I had to then pick my screen up to read them. And obviously, I didn't realise everybody had disappeared behind me. I mean, it's just.
I was the last man standing.
We had a glass of red stuff in the interval, Mike.
Because obviously then I was bringing everybody in and just clicked admit. I then didn't quite catch that Heather had joined us already because it is not.
Sorry. Bit early.
Yeah, it is. But you're fine. Anyway, so I finished the press conference just to save any confusion. People going, where did she come from? Heather, welcome to the show. Just give us a quick introduction and then we'll come on to you in a minute.
So obviously I've been asked to join because I am discussing like the women's game, the Argyle women. So I was here to give my perspective on the women's game as well as obviously the men.
Yeah, and just say what do you, because you look after the women's supporters club?
Yeah, I help run it. Obviously we have Jazz and Lexi as well. So I'm kind of like the front runner, the one that goes to the club with a lot of issues and help organise a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah, so if anybody's got any complaints about the Argyle women's setup, then you know who to go to. So I tell you what, Heather, we'll just finish going through some of the chaos that just ensued on the channel there.
I like how she's done the decorating as well, just for tonight's show.
That's the little girl's room.
Yeah, Carl's room's like that. He just doesn't want to admit it. Oh dear! Right. So we're going to talk about injury. So Heather, stay with us because we're not in any order. I've all gone out the window. But sorry. Carl, on the injury updates, obviously we heard about a couple of them there. So just give us the rundown. So I want to get everybody's thoughts, and Heather, you're more than welcome to share yours as well on. With those players we've got out, where we think they're going to fit in. So Carl, where should we start tonight?
Well, probably the most obvious one would be Jack McKenzie because we haven't seen anything of him yet, have we, apart from 1 game or 2 games in pre-season. So if he's back in the squad for Tuesday against Mansfield, I don't think he obviously would be starting. He won't be thrown in at the deep end. He'll be on the bench, I'd imagine, with 10-15 minutes at the end. And then hopefully we'll see him more the following Saturday when we're away. But yeah, just be great to have him back on it and free up potentially Galloway then as another centre-back option if we don't get anything through the window, because I'm not a massive fan of Sorinola down that side. I think he's had a relatively poor season. And I think if Jack can keep himself fit, I think he'd be the answer to our players down that side. Obviously, Owendale and Aseni are both back in training next week, which is really good news. They seem to be back quicker than what we expected, especially Owendale. And yeah, we'll give some competition again with a Seni back up there with 3 fit strikers. I still would like to see another striker coming in. I think if another one drops down, or God forbid Talai picks up an injury, I still think we're lacking goals, but I don't think it's a massive priority for Cleverley to get another striker. And he said if there's an injury or something that crops up that's too good to be true, then we'll have a look at it. And then Ibrahim as well, back in training in 2 to 3 weeks' time, which again seems like it's ahead of schedule. Can't wait to see him back in the fold again. He's been really, really missed, and I think him and Rules in the midfield will be a perfect duo there. Obviously, your mate Pleggy still a couple of weeks away from returning from training. He'll be back in training on the grass in 2 weeks' time. So I think we'll have to go a bit steady with Pleggy, especially with obviously Ross, Galloway and Mitchell being on form. So I think he'll have to buy this time to get back in the squad anyway. And that's pretty much it on the injury front.
So, Andy, I'll come to you. Obviously, it's almost going to be like, again, having a new squad, isn't it? We were saying this over the festive period, around November time as well, like we're going to almost have a load of new signings come January. And obviously, Pleggy got himself, crocked again, sadly. And some sort of, same with Aseni after coming in and supporting in place of Talai, and turning a bit of form. So we sort of suffered a little bit as well. But again, this could be crucial. If we don't have many options in the window left to us that we can get, they are going to be like having signings coming in, and it's going to be mad for fighting for places, isn't it? Because if we go on a good run, well, you can't really drop anybody, can you?
No, I mean, it's going to be a real headache for Cleverley, isn't it? Because he's got some key players already in the side, and when these other players like Mackenzie are going to come back in, and Asani and Ibrahim, where are they going to go? He's got a nightmare decision to make, isn't he? Hopefully we won't have any more injuries, but people are going to have to fight for their places now, aren't they?
Yeah,
and it's back. Yeah,
healthy competition. I mean, Gavin, that's the point, isn't it? I mean, you don't want to get too disappointed if we don't turn too much in the window, because you want the right type of players. Obviously, it's good that we've also got Mitchell, as we heard from in the press conference, his recall has elapsed now, so we can keep him here. He talked about as well himself, with all the travelling he has to do with his family. But yeah, it is going to feel like we're going to have some really good options, and you're going to see some players want to take that opportunity if it comes to them.
I think the big fundamental is going to be, if we want to get all these players involved somehow, we're going to have another change of formation. So we'll stick with 4 at the back, but we're going to have to play 4-2-3-1, because otherwise you're not going to get Caleb Watts and Xavier Michi in the same team, in my opinion. But you're then playing one up top, so then Peppel's on the bench, Aseni's on the bench. My strongest team with what we've got is Hazard in goal, although you could slash that to De La Zouche, it doesn't really matter. Mackenzie at left back, assuming he's the hybrid between the winger and the fullback, but with defensive duties from what we've seen. Mitchell and Ross in the middle until Pleggy comes back. Edwards holding midfielders of Rolls and Ibrahim, and then they behind Talai have Curtis, Watts, and Amici. So if you have that, if you look what's on the bench, then you've got Galloway, Such, Patterson, Boateng, Pleguezuelo, Aseni, Benarous, Wiradou, Sorinola, and the list goes on, and Owen Dale. So we're going to have some good players not getting a peg on a match day in the changing room, which is great. And that's without bringing in another centre half and potentially another midfielder or striker. So that's it. I've said to you boys pre show, if I had a magic wand, I'd sign 2 players in this window, which I think would complete us. One is Zach Viner from Bristol City, who's got 6 months left on his contract and looks like he's out the door, who was with us when Derek was here in 2018. It was young and good then, and a lot older and a lot more experienced now. He can play right back, he can play centre half, and they've been playing him centre mid alongside the Plymstock Perlo as well, which is random, but I suppose he would have that Joe Rolls sort of substitute role if it was required. And then Frey up top would be an absolute menace at this level. For what we need, a big, strong beast up there. I was devastated yesterday or today to hear that Mohamed Dajani's gone on another 6-month loan. I would have took him all day from last year. I thought he would have been really, really good for.
Was he not getting games then, Gav?
Sorry?
Was he not getting games where he was?
So it just seems that he does 2 6-month loans a year. He's I think I can't remember he's out. The guys will tell me, but he's moved to another now club. So he was on a season-long loan. They've recorded him, put him out to another club. I would have ripped their arm off. When I spoke to TC about him, he was rather blank, and spoke to Paul Byrne about it, and it was also rather blank about, well, I don't know. But I think it was trying to straight back. But
they will put that restraining order out on Gavin soon.
Yeah, they will, yeah. Well, that's what happens when you become a DPD delivery man, because time's right. Did you not order this? I can have a chat with them here. I think the not getting a pen wasn't on my bingo card. Wow, you've been away a little while, Voodoo. They're all coming out tonight. But yeah, those are 2 players I'd want. But I think we've got a ton of players. We have to if we're going to get these guys in the team, we have to change formation, because 4-4-2 is too rigid. You've got your 2 holders, you've got your 2 wide guys, then you're going to have too much talent, I think, on the bench.
Yeah. No, I think it's a fair shout. Heather, I just suddenly thought, I'm conscious you're in your daughter's bedroom. Does she have a bedtime deadline, or are you still?
I know she's at her dad's, so that's why I'm using her room.
Oh, fair enough. And there we go. That's fine. So that covers that one off. I mean, I'll come to you on this anyway. Any thoughts on the returning players for the men's team?
It's one of those. It's obviously I do slightly follow the men, but not as rigidly as the women. But it's everything I've seen is. They've been getting loads of people on loan because so many people have been injured. Then all of a sudden, everyone that's injured is all coming back at the same time. So they're all fighting now for basically the same spots. So it's more, do you want to go with someone that's been proving themselves in the league that's been on loan, or do you give the people that are actually signed to the club their chances? So it's that half a dozen each way. It's as long as they're proving themselves in training, you've almost got to pick your stronger squad, and it's what have we been losing? Obviously, we're on a good run at the minute, but obviously we've had a lot of bad form as well. So it's where is the weaknesses come from there? And is it the people that are injured? Is it the ones that are on the pitch at the minute? And where can we go from this?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I mean, the debate on where do you pick the team on those that are obviously signed to the club and those that are on loan. It's quite simple. It's whoever's performing at the end of the day. So it's not the lack of loyalty and stuff like that. You've got to go out there and deliver a result. And sadly, if the loans do that for you over then the players that you have actually permanent contracts with you, that's what you've got to do, Carl, isn't it? I'll come back to you.
Yeah, pretty much that. I think Owen Dale was starting to get a little bit of form before his injury as well. I know I was a bit critical of him before, thinking he wasn't really settling in, but he was. I mean, defensively, he was always quite solid and getting back, and he started to show some quality going forward. But like Heather said, now with players coming back, especially Amici being our player, competition down that side is going to be quite difficult. So I'd rather see us playing Amici over Dale because he's one of our contracted players. But yeah, it's good options to have. It's a good headache for Tom. Finally, he's going to have to struggle to pick teams which he didn't have 10 to 12 weeks ago when everyone was out. It was the same 11, wasn't it? So yeah, it's good. It's good we got options again.
Yeah, and I think the other side to it as well is if we're not performing in a game, whereas before we'd be like, well, who are you going to bring on the bench? There's no one to bring on, and so now you've got that chance to deal with that. I think Andy Gavin's point on the change of formation, I think is spot on. It will be, and we'll come to the lineups that the gents have got for Saturday as well. But it's going to be one of those where it's easing it in, isn't it? Because we know, he was changing things around a lot, and that wasn't working at times. And when we were going on that bad run, yes, you got more options now, but it's having enough training to work on those formations, isn't it? To say, right, in this game we're going to adjust to this, so I need you now to think formation B, and in that game I need you to think formation A. Yeah,
as we said on Thursday night, 4-4-2 seems to work away, doesn't it? And whatever formation he puts out on Saturday, it's going to have to be the one we go with, and hopefully it's going to put the right team, the right players, and the right team to face a team that are going to be. I think they're going to be really in our faces, Luton. They're going to be one of those hard teams to beat. So we're going to have, he's going to know the players he's going to have in there, obviously. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking, Carl, I've just seen CJ's comment. He said, basically, the harder you work for a space, the more chance of injury you might get. Well, you said he hasn't done either. That's probably why he keeps his places. He doesn't get injured in his goal for Tamilton's. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
to be
joking,
honest, he's not
TJ,
even
I'm
playing
joking.
on Saturday because he's going to Argyle, so he's going to miss the Drake game on Saturday. But yeah, he's got
where's his commitment lie?
I know.
Where's his commitment lie?
Argyle or Tamilton.
Yeah, I'll just read a few more comments out. Andrew T is also in tonight as well. Pepple's #1 fan. Afternoon and evening even to you, Andrew. He says, I'm still not sure on Amici, and I couldn't agree with you more on that. Voodoo says, fair play to Argyle ladies and their competent coach. No dig it cleverly there then, Voodoo. At one stage, he probably would have suggested swapping them around. Just Jana says it's great that Marie doesn't have the issue except for Lulu with her freak injury against Maps earlier in the season. What else have we got scrolling back? Matt Montgomery, Graham Pratt at Blackburn, centre-back on loan from Chorley, strong, agile, played 11 games, scored 1 and 3 assists. This shows he can step up. Like Gavin Field Tijani is a great option complementing our strikers. Anybody know anything much about Graham Pratt? Want to respond to that? No, there we go. Useless panel, folks. Sorry. I have no clue either. Where are we going? Let me scroll a bit back up. Michael Hawke saying, bet you're gutted about Obafemi not returning. Well, the casinos up there aren't. So, but yeah, that strange journeyman all round, sadly, for him. Jack Knappman saying it's a good thing they have to fight for their places, should make them more hungry to want to be on the pitch. And the injury point CJ was making, I think the other side to that is the more that they're all trying to do harder in training, be focused with it, actually, it could just strengthen their core and make them less prone to that. So if you, I mean, I'm no sports therapist, folks, but just there's an interesting angle for you. Green Gruffalo as well, evening to you, says Mitchell staying is massive. Absolutely agree. We really could have struggled this weekend if he'd have been recalled. What did Andrew say? On loan, Hungary team is second from bottom. Other loan was in check and hardly had any starts. I think that was with regards to Tijani. What else we got? Scrolling back, let me just have a quick look before I move on. Matt also saying, agree with Carl, we need another striker, and obviously Gavin said the same, but 2, you have quoted, yes, agree with TC, centre-back has to be a priority with only 2 at the club, and one of those on loan. So we do need some players loaning out. Tegan Finn is been a big sort of supporter, as a couple of us have on here, all of us really. It's going to make it harder for him, but I'd still, if we're not going to loan him out, if we've got a player of that quality at that age, and I always park the age comment people make, then we should use him. And I still feel he would be better than Amici on that right-hand side, and can play both as well. So let me just check. There's nothing else on injuries, is there? I think we've covered everything off. I mean, Ibrahim will be exciting to be back and available as well. But again, it's going to be equally tough for him to get in the side. So
I don't know what you were talking about when we all joined back in. Did you say anything about a Saka, Roberts and Hatch or anything like that?
I just literally was finishing off the press conference comment.
Yeah, Saka could go down on loan to a non-league club after the window closes, apparently.
Yeah, that's sad because obviously, that's a bit of a drop for him. But obviously,
he'll get any game time in League Two, so
he'll get regular football.
Getting any football, Gavin.
Both need to play. I'd send them both down to Truro, especially Hatch with Yates there, the natural predator that he is. I mean that in a goal sense, in case he's listening.
What, Yeton or Hatch?
No, Yeton.
Now then.
No, Yates is a class, but no, there'll be no one better to one-to-one to teach a young Hatch than Yates, to be fair. So I'd have them both down at Truro.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Right, I'm just going to say it to everybody. Obviously, if you are watching us on YouTube tonight and you're not subscribed, why not? But when you do, don't forget to hit the bell so you know when we go live. But if you've been watching long enough, you know when we go live. Of course, every Thursday nights at 8:30. And then Saturday, of course, as we like to bring you the fresh, raw reaction from the Saturday game, whether it is at home, like it will be to Luton on Saturday, or via a watch along as we play away, which was pretty good for Carl and I on the Peterborough game. So you can join us for those two shows. If there's a midweek game, again, if it's away, I'll do a watch along, and then we'll summarise it equally and talk about it on Thursday, i.e. tonight's shows. Also, if you're wondering that way, what that QR code is just to the left of me, that is a Patreon account now that we set up if you've not long just joined us, so you can go on and support the show. There's 2 little memberships on there, and all that lot helps towards what we do and where we want to try and do more with the Block 9 brand, and of course, as it says, all things Argyle. So we want to try and involve more things to do with that where we can, hence why you've got Heather joining us tonight. So let's segue nicely into the Plymouth Argyle women's team. As I alluded to when we introduced Heather briefly earlier, Gavin tries to get to the home games with his 2 girls and enjoys that. So he gives us his updates from the match on our live lounges to tell us how that went. And obviously they're on a good run of form. But we've now got, and no offence, Gavin, an even better person to give us that all-round complete perspective on the women's team. So what a season it's been, Heather.
It's been, if you look at the results that we had last year, you probably wouldn't have been holding out much hope for this year, but we've come on and started this season with a bang, and we have just continued it. I think we've only lost 2 games this season, so it's proving that the goal is for promotion, and we will get there by with the determination of the girls.
Yeah, so if we sort of roll back, obviously with Marie Hurahan joining the club, sort of committing to continue that investment regardless of Simon Wallet's draining day by day.
So just Simon Wallet.
Say again?
Is that his new nickname, Simon Wallet?
No, but I quite like that now you said it, and I didn't do it deliberately. So he had it. He doesn't have it now. Anyway, moving on. I'm getting like Carwell's. Heather, with just tell us the difference that Marie has brought to the club, and equally, because I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and try and pretend I know everything about the women's team, which is why we've got Heather on. But just tell us those players that have also come in and had a big positive impact.
Yeah, I would say obviously starting with Marie, we played her in the semi-finals for the National League, which we're playing on the 1st of February against Burnley this year. But she was the manager for Stoke, so that was the first time we really met her. But she, as soon as she came down, I think she had a plan to come down to Argyle, and she came in with a plan. She's like, right, we want to go for promotion. This is what I would like from the club. And basically, she wasn't taking no for an answer. I mean, if you look at it, she's scary as it is. Yeah, we all love her for it.
She just watched the show, by the way.
she's an imposing personality. Let's put it that way.
She's very stern but caring at the same time. So she came in with the perspective of she's looking for girls that's going to work. So a lot of the girls have stayed, like with Jota, like Charlotte, but there is obviously probably a whole new team as well. Like we got the like of Layla, Phoebe Poole, Ellie Noble, a lot of the girls that came down with her from Stokes. We got Arabella Sutty. We've also got Roisin Kibble. She knows Hermione Cole, the goalkeeper, as well. So a lot of the girls, and Tamara Wilcox, a lot of them came with her. So she didn't have to not look so hard for the players, but she knew the girls and how she wanted to form her team when she came down as well.
Yeah, no, sounds good.
I think that was key as well, Mike, to how that team plays. Because if you've got 4 or 5 girls that know how you play and know your systems and stuff, integrating your style of play with key players around that pitch, you could see it pretty much from the first game of the season. It was like, oh, hello, this is a bit different. Just the intensity for me was just immaculate compared to what it was last year.
Yeah, it's like if the game's not going our way, she will hold you accountable for it. Whereas it was like, oh yeah, it is what it is. But at tier 3, which is equivalent to what? Championships, I think, for the men.
Yes, League 1. So same tier as both.
Yes, the League 1 as the men. It's like you would be wanting that promotion. You don't come here to, oh, it's a Sunday league. You want to push promotion. You want the goals. You want the wins. So she's actually come in with that mindset of, we're giving it our all, so please as players give it your all as well.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of holding accountable, Voodoo does that to Cleverly quite a lot. As he's back in tonight, sorry, too many jokes, but it's good to see him back in. We missed you so much, Voodoo. But yeah, I think I love that, coming in with a plan, clearly stating what you want to achieve, and that does bring a good vibe across the squad, doesn't it? And like you say, bring the players down that she has brought down. Awesome. I would like to think has lifted the other players. I think, wow, we know they've done well at Stoke. We're getting a good team together now. One of the questions, and this might sound daft, but I'd like to think, because I don't know, in terms of the women's game, in terms of what they're paid, etc., like that, is there enough that they can just focus on it full time, or do they still have to?
So
Gavin's not in, so
basically different levels that each player are in. There is one or two that are on the full-time contract, so basically their job is to play football. You've also got a few girls that are on semi-pro, so they would have a small daytime job. I think one of them works in a nursery. Some of them help out actually at the club by doing one-to-one training or the admin work. Or you have some people, I think Charlotte still works full-time. So it's one of those there's all different levels of the girls. So some of them can be there 24/7, whereas some of the girls can only train in the evenings or on actual Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, I was just giving a double thumbs up to Nick Tomlinson's PAFC displays comment, as you can see it there. Heather, new ladies player flags will be out for the Burnley
I know,
Cup.
I can't wait. I show my daughter and she's H obsessed with just the goalkeeper by the way. She's like, that is my flag. It's like, Mummy, tell him that is my flag. So, okay.
Well, there you go, Nick. You've been told. So no, fair play. I think it's interesting. I mean, Stephen Cooper asked the same question about the pay. So because from the women's game is obviously growing. I enjoyed watching the England ladies, and that's just been incredible the last few years. And whether you like it or whether you don't. I mean, even just a Jana there saying, been going to all the ladies' home games for the past 3 seasons. So he's seen it bad and the good this season. Season ticket holder from release 2 seasons ago, and watching the ladies is always a top day out. Gavin would absolutely agree with that as well. The ladies deserve more fans and recognition. And I think that's why we've done bits on the show before. We've had what we call paramedic Emma as a X handle. She's so busy and got kids as well, so can't get on when she would like to get on, and we want to just mix the representation up and get different views. She watches a lot of the men's game from that side, so there was always a goal to try and engage more with the ladies side. And I think because there's people on that equally, as we can see from the comments, want to hear that, and it's good, and we'd like to bring it up until now with Gavin previously, as I said. I mean, what's coming that the guys should look out for? And also just shout out some of your social handles, so they if they don't know already, they know where to go to follow to keep up to date with the news.
So obviously, as I said at the start, is that I do help out with the Argyle Supporters Club. So basically all of our handles are Argyle Women SC, which is Supporters Club. So we have that. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and I've set up a Facebook discussion group. So we just talk about random topics as well. I think mainly is trying to build, like you said, the interactions, the fan supports. Whereas you're looking at last season, there was maybe 300 at most to a game, and you're like, all right, we're not on the good form, but you want to start building. Yeah. Whereas this year we are on such a good form, and I think the most we've had is 1,500, enough to fill the Mayflower stand, but that's it. Whereas we're not as large as the men's, but who knows? Next season,
your football's been better though at home.
Yeah, like I said, we've had 2 losses, 2 draws, and the rest are wins. So
I think those losses was against Watford as well, who are quite high up there as well. I think they're just above you in the league. Is that right?
Yeah, so we're battling for promotion between Bournemouth obviously being top, Watford second, and us. So it's always that duel between us of trying to get who's going to actually come out on top.
Oh.
Yeah, and even after that game, as Marie said, with the win the other day, she wanted, the team to go out there and take that defeat and turn it around. And obviously, that's what they did, which is great to see. No, I think there's more. As the guys will know, because I drive them mad with it, but like I alluded to, want to do more with this show, and and there's something whereby Heather, I want to look at opening it up to give you the opportunity to equally do your own show with some other Argyle lady fans, women's fans even, and talk and bring that different audience in. That's what we've got our platform for and want to do. So we can do that and mix it up. So we'll look at. Oh, hang on, she's gone. There we go. Hang on, let's bring her back in.
We lost you there.
That was shame it didn't happen to Carl. But anyway,
Right, see you later.
Yes, bye. So let me move you back up to the top because that's easier. We'll stick Carl back down there. Yeah. So I mean, there's more. Do you reckon you could get some the players to join in and come and give us an insight as well into what's going on? I mean, some plans there to do that because we're open to ideas.
Yeah, I started obviously doing like my personal TikToks at women's game to start highlighting it. And then it came from like the sports group, and obviously at a women's game, you do get to know the players a lot more. Like on a game day, like my daughter will see, hey, she'll go up, she'll chat to her for like 10, 15 minutes. And a lot of the other players do as well, because it's so small that you can get that interaction. So I don't see an issue with us probably asking the club to be like, is there any chance of getting the women on? Obviously, I don't think they would say no. But again, if you don't ask, you don't get.
No.
So
I mean, we had a player very close to my heart that came on early in the season. Pleguezuelo was on. So in theory, yes, they can. Obviously, they just can't talk about tactics. Understand? I mean, but we wouldn't have wanted to have heard Cleverly's tactics back then, to be honest.
No. There wasn't any.
Jokes aside, but yeah, that's it. And you're also going to sort of share some content from the games as well, like you put on your TikTok. So we will get that from you, and we'll stick that up on our socials and YouTube and stuff. Carl will be busy with doing all that lot. But we will share that so we can again just help grow it and get more exposure out there. So really excited. Great to have you on board and see what we can do just to help promote the women's game, certainly. And is there anything else you want to note before you jump off?
Not really. Obviously, like we had a good game with Maps last week because it's in the Devon County Cup. We're back at league action this weekend. So we're actually away to Billeracay, who unfortunately aren't having the best of seasons themselves. They are bottom of the league, losing currently all the games. But for us, we won 9-0 against them last time. So we're aiming more for us. It's a good one to get our goal difference up, because if we get the goal difference, we're probably not far off Bournemouth on the top. And it could come down to that 1 or 2 goal difference at the end of the season.
Fantastic.
Yeah, as we know from last season ourselves. Matt, actually, before I let you go, Matt makes a good comment. He said, what investments are Argyle making in the women's game at grassroots? Heather, are there many junior clubs to feed players into the game? Women's game seems to be strong around the capital.
I know obviously they had the academy, so I think from under 9 the women start, so it's not as much like where like the boys are like under 7s. But I know obviously they have a strong under 14s, 15s, 16s, where we've got the under 18s actually joining the squad. We've had like Shana, we've had Chloe join as well. We've even let some of the goalkeepers like Saskia and Amy, they've also been on the bench for the games. So it is growing. Like we do have the younger members coming through the ranks, as well as the ones that have been brought in for the game.
Yeah. Just seeing Voodoo mention Exeter, there's obviously that derby game. Just give us a quick note on that. But just before, actually, for anybody who's got kids, daughters that want to get into the game in any way, then just get in touch. Either get in touch with Heather, obviously, with the club. And then, because that's where it also can come about. Suddenly, they see a bit of women's football and they're like, oh, this is good. And,
this is where all this came from.
Yeah.
This was one game. We took a chance, one game. Now she has an Argyle room.
Wow.
Yeah,
and wants to be a goalkeeper.
Well, Hazard's a goalkeeper, apparently.
No, she likes Hazards. We've got a few pictures of Hazards, but it's all about Hermione. Like, the room is plastered.
Wow,
Nice one.
there we go. Yeah,
That's
a little.
great.
I mean, Carl's has got more to it, I'll have to say, but the
I've got Hermione Granger on my wall.
oh, he's that's just terrible, Carl. He's his missus does give him hell because he does have Steve. Who do you have on your wall in your bedroom, Carl?
Signed
City and
Schumacher photo.
And it, like, I mean, there's normally like you'd have a wife photo next to you on your bedside, but no, it's Stephen Schumacher sat there. So when he wakes up in the morning, it's
In his boxer shorts, apparently.
good,
Oh.
good old times. So that Exeter game, yeah, just give us a bit, everybody, a bit of an insight to that.
Yeah, so we've actually got Exeter twice. So we have them on the 28th of January away to Exeter Arena, which is part of the Devon County Cup. But we have got the main derby game, which is the 18th of February at home. But it's like the men, we have to play them midweek. We have to play them on an evening, you know, because it's a Devon derby. We get a bit rough, not as rough as the men, but, you know, it's all about the rivalry. But, yeah, obviously, Ellie Sarah, who played for us last season, she now plays for them. So it is that little bit of home rivalry there. But also, Exeter has been the team to beat for us in our league. They've always finished above us. Whereas this season, we're beating them. And we came away 1-1 at the away game. And we're here to make sure we come away with a full 3 points this time.
Yeah, and it's on a half term, folks. So
Yep.
I'm gonna take Sophie to that one. She sits. She's obviously it's past her bedtime now, but she always sits on the stool next to me when we do these live shows, and she's sort of always keen. So I keep saying to Gavin, I will join him for a game.
They are also doing the women's event, which is like women in sporting. So actually, if you get down to Argyle from 2:30 on the Wednesday, you can actually get in for free. You get to see all the different like sports. I think there's cheerleading, football, rugby, all.
Oh, there you go, Mike. That'll be up for you.
Plus, you get some free food. I think like Taco Bell is there and Turtle Bay's coming with like some samples. I mean,
yeah, I can wave up
your
one
pom-poms
or
out.
two.
Yeah.
So just
You'll struggle to spell Pleguizela there with your bob. Give me a P. Give me a. Oh shit! On you.
just funny how Justin Jana, obviously clearly showing what a dedicated women's fan he is. He was just posting that as you said it. Yeah, February the 18th. They're doing the free women's event celebration event where lots of other organisations and connections will be there before the Exeter game.
I think big half term, Mike. I think we take the girls to that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's
I'll be going down. I've swapped my shift just for it, and I'm also doing hospitality that night as well. So I'm getting like the full package that night.
Nice. Yeah, no, that'll be a good time out. That certainly will be. So we shall be there. So if any of you also are going along, just to Jana, then come over and say hello, because it's always good to pit some faces to names as well. And Michael, hopefully you've seen my reply. I did note a comment and just put it in response in the chat. Where's he?
I don't know if he meant for me, Mike. I think Michael knows me from the past. You know, back in we used to live near each other, apparently. So
sorry,
you can find me on YouTube, mate. Yeah, but yeah, sorry for living near you.
And also have a watch out because there's two blokes in here that are on TikTok non-stop. So
I miss you, Michael. I miss you.
That's fine. If they follow me, I get my followers up. I get more content.
So just remind everybody, your @tag on TikTok is
HL Pageant. So I do football and pageant. So it's combining both of my loves.
Yeah, fair enough. So
I'll get going for a pageant, couldn't he?
God almighty.
Just need to buff up the hair.
Yeah, I'll need to sort that out.
Oh, dearie me.
I can always stick a cowboy hat on.
We should have the Block 9 pageant at the end of the season.
Terrible.
All in our bloody smugglers.
like we said, folks,
As
come
long
and
as-
talk
as
to
long
us
as
if you
Stevie
really want
Wonder-
to hear more of this.
As long as Stevie Wonder's the judge, we'll be all right.
Oh dear. Yeah, look, it's been great to have you on, Heather, and we look forward to getting you on each Thursday and getting that update on the women's team. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to that first game. It's about time. So yeah, look, appreciate you coming on. We shall let you go as we now look to wrap up. But give us a score for the men's on Saturday. Give us a score.
So we're kind of going 2-1. We think it will probably come down to the last 85th minute, we think, for that second goal for us.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. And do you want to give a score for the men's team as well on Saturday against Luton?
That was the men's goal.
Oh, sorry. The way you said it, I thought.
Welcome to the Block 9, Heather.
She was just on about the goal difference, Michael, and then she said that.
It's just the way you came out of it so quick.
They haven't lost one yet. They're hoping to get more than 9 goals to get their goal difference up.
Yeah, if you were listening to that earlier, Mike.
Yeah, we got 9 before, so we're kind of hoping we can get the 9 again for the women. So, but who knows?
Which player was it that you said does some part-time work in a nursery? Because there's some kids in here we need to... There you go. See, switched on most of the time.
That was very good. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, it was for me. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, thank you ever so much for your time,
That's right. If anyone obviously does have any questions about any of the women's game or want to know more, feel free to obviously contact you guys and get questions ready for me, and I can find the information for you guys as well.
Good shout out. And and let everybody know in your women's groups as well, so they can all jump in and equally send comments in to you or to us to ask as well on the show as well. So yeah, look forward to it.
Right.
Thank you for your time.
Take care.
Take care, Heather.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Hi, Heather. Thank you.
There we go. So there we go, folks. Like we say, we're always trying to bring you something new and different, and I think Heather's going to be an excellent addition.
That was really insightful as well, Mike. And I feel I learned a bit more about the ladies' team as well there. So yeah, fair play, good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's asking some of those questions that you sort of just wonder, how does that differ? And Matt Montgomery's question as well was really good, and it's good that we got just a Jana who clearly is the clued up one in the Block 9 crew here in the chat. So it's good as well to get that positive reaction. So
just one for Gavin quick. If we do get promotions, I think Heather told me privately that if we finish second, we go into a playoff with a team in the north section.
Burnley, isn't it? It's currently Burnley, I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it might be Burnley. Well, depending on how that finishes up. But yeah, so the top team get promoted.
Yeah.
The top 2 teams from north and south play off to get the second promotion spot into the champ.
Wow.
Okay.
I did press Paul Byrne and Derek Adams actually when I was sat next to him after a ladies' game, saying when they go up, you have to get the old wallet open, aren't they? Oh yeah, we're having that conversation later. If your shoulder got dropped well and truly there, I said, well, you're gonna have to give her a budget. Got to stay up, but it's right. And there's another comment I just saw earlier. I think they're going to stay, from what I heard from Paul. Hopefully it wasn't a P&T conversation, but they're going to stay playing next year at home park by the sounds of it.
Okay, yeah, good. I did see someone did.
It's a much experience, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen, where's he gone? Dad, the Jana, evening to you, says, I'm taking my daughter to that game as well. That'll be her first game. So that's good. Argyle Days, who joined us a little bit earlier as well. Evening to you. I followed her earlier. I didn't recognise she was appearing on the Block 9 podcast tonight. There you go. So we were it was last minute, just sort of saying, when do we bring her in to introduce? And we just said we might as well do it tonight. So you got a Luton fan. You've had Mozza again in for us tonight on tonight's show, and then you've got Heather. So properly mixing it up and bringing it all to you tonight. So I'm trying to just sort of think if there's anything, what we're doing for time. Yeah, we're not doing too bad. Not an excuse, just a waffle on though, folks, of course.
You've got to keep going though, Mike, because my mate Johnny Libby says that we send him to sleep. He listens to us right on Spotify. He listens to us and we send him to sleep apparently. So we've got to up our game a little bit.
Does he suddenly get woken up when he wets the bed, or is no?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
No,
it's
one of those, you can't sleep sort of thing. So you put something nice to listen to on, and the Block 9 podcast is that, but he falls asleep to us.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything more positive for the show than go and listen to our show. It will help you get to sleep at night. So check us out. I would try and do a loud noise to suddenly jolt him up from his sleep if he's going off at this point, but I will be waking up my kids. So certainly Sophie. I'll go top down. I mean, Gavin, anything to add in any way, shape, or form, Argyle, tonight?
The only thing that depresses me, and I think a few people have said it in the comments, is when you get an 1,100, 1,200 to a game, and it's good quality. I think it cost me 8, 9, 10 quid. I think to get the three of us in, me and my two kids, it's not expensive. Even the hospitality tickets are 30 quid and 16 quid for kids. But you get 2-3 course meal for that. You go down to the Wetherspoons, you're going to spend that on dinner. So you might as well get to the next game. It'd be nice if we can get 100 or so into hospitality for the Burnleys and the Exeter games, and just turn up and have a look, because actually the football's pretty good. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Argyle Days is saying, brilliant guest. Good to get the women team involved as well. Carl, I'm trying to always been our main goal, Dino. He's saying in response to a comment, which is why I did retweet the brand to or slogan it is really, but all things Argyle, because it's opening up the platform to allow others to come in, and if you want to come on the show and give some views on things, then just get in touch with us. We will, with the membership we have set up for the Patreon link there, etc. That does give you the opportunity to come on by default with that, and you get 20% off merchandise if you pay for the Diamond membership on there. I mean, Christ,
give it a rest.
You couldn't think of anything better. But yeah, no. Other than that, Carl, any final thoughts from yourself?
No, just can't wait to be back at Home Park again on Saturday. I think an early kickoff will be a bit strange, although hopefully it's on Sky as well, isn't it? So that'll be good. And by the sounds of it, the stadium's almost sold out, so it should be a big occasion. Let's hope we can start getting some decent performances and getting some run of form at home, because if we keep up the form away from home, then hopefully we'll be looking up rather than down. But yeah, let's get in a good performance. Peppel to score, obviously, for solid reasons, and roll on Tuesday night as well, where we can hopefully follow up with another 3 points.
Well, folks, don't just doze off just yet, because Gavin, or whoever it was, rightly pointed out in the private chat, we haven't done your lineup. So, Carl, I'll stick with you. And the sliders worked, thank God. So, Carl, this is your lineup. Apologies, folks, for missing that. We got 2 engrossed in the women's, which isn't a bad thing either. So, tell us what you're going for, Carl, for those that are listening.
Well, I think the back 5 picks themselves at the moment. I still would like to see Luca given a bit of game time, but I think he's all in on Hazard, isn't he? Which is fair enough. Edwards again, another game. Whether his legs will take it or not, I don't know, especially at home. But we'll see. Joe Rule's obviously sitting in front of them, and I've gone through a more of a fluid front line. I think being at home, we need to see more attacking threat, and I think 4-4-2 at home is been a bit of a struggle. Looks a bit more defensive. I think we should go out all out attack on Saturday and show the fans what we can actually do now. We've got Watts back fit. We've got Curtis as well. Amici's back in the team. So yeah, that's what I've gone for up there. Hopefully Watts is fit enough to start the game, which he should be. And yeah, I think Tulai and Peppel at the moment seem to have got a good understanding. And I can't wait to see Curtis play as well. I think he's going to be a top player for us.
Yeah, well, let's hope some of those players, do, or all of them, put in a consistent performance. Gavin, I'll come to yours, and Andy, I'll get your thoughts as well overall. And Stephen Cooper rightly has brought up, because apologies, I forgot to add that to my notes. Busy week back, but Tulai obviously linked with Celtic as well. But take us through your lineup first, Gavin, and then we'll come on to that in a minute.
So I've stuck with the system. I think we mentioned it earlier. We're going to end up having to play 4-2-3-1 with the talent that's coming back, especially when Ibrahim's fit. But for the minute, I'd like just to start 4-4-2 if we can get an early goal, and then second half bring on a bit more attacking players, maybe take off Boateng and bring on more of an attacking force moving forward to give us that larger impetus with Amici coming on. But I've gone same back 5 as the last game. I thought they were really good. They were excellent, in fact, at Peterborough. So with Galloway there, what's going to be really interesting is I think Galloway's going to have to lift his game again, another level. McKenzie coming back fit for Tuesday. They're going to be an interesting duel. Midfield, I've gone Boateng and Rouse. I think Brody's probably hard done by on that basis, but Boateng's been quite consistent in the last sort of 3, 4, 5 games. On the left wing, Curtis, and then I've gone for Watts on the right, not Amici. I think he adds a bit more solidness He's got that attacking flair. He's direct. His press is immense. And the only thing I was really disappointed about with Amici in the last game was he was a bit powder puff back in defence. He reminded me of a very early Morgan Whitaker, who I watched last night, who was actually getting back and got booked for a tackle, would you believe? I actually laughed to myself last night. He got ball nicked off him and he ran 30 yards and clattered the guy. I was like, who the hell is this? And I think that's what Amici needs to bring to his game. And I think, he ain't going to get it his own way by just being in the team every week, but on a creator role. But he's going to have to learn from Watts, I think, in terms of tracking back, because Edwards' legs aren't what they used to be. And that was the big thing for me at Bristol Rovers when I was there. Is it was just the right-hand side looked like it was hot knife through butter because of the lack of pace and Amici's lack of defensive awareness. So I've gone for Watts on the right-hand side, and then obviously you can't break the gruesome twosome up top. So Peppel until I have to stay. I'll fancy Peppel to get a goal against our club. So got stay rigid for the first 60 minutes, bring Amici on, take Boateng off, and then go attacking for the last 30.
Yeah, it's Andy, it's as Gavin said about Edwards, but in the Peterborough game, he pits in, at one of the man of the match performances, like Sorinola, obviously, who's dropped from both lineups there on that we've shared. So it is, it's that stage now where even if you had a good game before, depending on the circumstances, you got to change it. Which would you go for? Matt Montgomery said, I think it was Matt, sorry, Carl's is Andrew T, apologies, 2 attacking for me on Carl's. But, Gavin's sort of not too dissimilar. But what's your thoughts?
Yeah, sorry, Carl. I'd go with Gav's team for a minute. I like Curtis. I mean, I'm really keen to see Curtis play as well, because I know he can play on the right as well, because I think he crossed from the right for one of the goals up at Bristol Rovers, didn't he? So he can switch around with Watts, and those two with the pace they've got and the ability to put a ball across the box. Wow, that's frightening for any defence. So yeah, Rolls and Boateng in the middle, like that as well. The back four picks itself, doesn't it? Joe, I'd be sort of a little bit wary about giving him maybe 60 minutes and then replacing him with Sorinola. But other than that, that's a really strong.
I mean, it's the same teams, isn't it? It's just formations and a bit more fluid at home and stuff.
Yeah, right.
The difference you got Michi on the right, haven't you?
Boateng for
yeah,
Amici.
I've got Amici, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And you've got Mitch. You've got Mitch at centre back as opposed to Mitchell. Who's that? Who's Mitch?
My only fear with the other with your formation is because they now play through the thirds. We haven't got that solidity of 2 defensive midfielders, and I think we'll get cut apart. To be honest, I think with a more direct team or a team lower down the table, I really like your formation. I wish we could play it, but I just think we'll get hit on the counter.
Like you say, when Ibrahim's back, I think we're going to have to change formations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'd have them both in then, and then he can get license to go forward. Out of possession, he can stay in the 2 with Rolls tight.
Yeah.
And then when we're in it, he can just bomb forward and leave Rolls to mop up like Houghton used to. I think that's a fantastic opportunity there.
Yeah.
So 3 or 4 weeks, you could have Boateng and Wiradoo looking for a peg, just to give Voodoo one more. Looking for a peg on the match day, because we are going to have a glut of really good players who have been in the team for a long time. I think looking at whether they're going to pick up a shirt or not, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's for me. I think there's a good selection on both counts there. I wouldn't go with Amici though. I think just for that reason of being a bit more defensive minded, and he's not. That's my issue with his sort of weakness for me is not being able to get past players and take them on. He looks like he goes to do it, but then doesn't quite cut it. See, Matt Montgomery is saying he would go with Carlstein, but Tegan Finn instead of Amici. But yeah, it's good that we've got these problems, call them problems, these nice problems to have with the selection. But I think it will be right to sort of start on the side of caution, and both teams may do that. It'd be interesting to see if Luton do try and come at us straight away. Watch for whoever's captain, that starts on Saturday. So, yeah, I must admit, again, I'm still I'm not sort of balanced in terms of how I'm feeling in terms of going into the game, but I am looking forward to it. I must admit, I do love doing the watch-alongs because it just adds a bit more fun to watching the games as I would do anyway on Argyle TV. But I'm looking forward to getting back at home, and the 2 back-to-back games with Mansfield then on the Tuesday and potential return and reintroduction of Mackenzie into that in some way will be good to see what he's about, because we haven't yet. So I'm feeling confident more than anything, but I think it'll be a good game, that indeed. Well, that'll be it then, I think, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us tonight. As I always say, please share and tell everybody about the show where you can. It's appreciated. Obviously, on the Talai thing, as I just looked to the comments and trigger myself, Celtic have just signed, as VW Coco has noted, striker Thomas Kavakar, that one there, as you can see in the note there, for 7 million. Whether or not the link with Talai is there, I think if Talai continues to do really well towards the end of this season, I don't think he'll be looking up that far up north. Let me put it that way. So, anybody want to add anything on the Talai to Celtic thing before we sign off?
It's all tittle tattle, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
I think if we don't go up, he ain't going to be here next year. Very unlikely he's going to be here next year. He's very single-minded, isn't he? He wants to progress through the leagues as quickly as possible.
It's not a bad thing for personal development. His ceiling's really, above league level.
I think if we get in the playoffs, he might. Right? He might just say, "Well, it was close. Let me have another dominating year." It depends on how well he's advised. I think, to be honest, because. If the money grabbing agent going on, I've got a loan for you, or we've got a signing for you, off we go to, some godforsaken club in the Championship that end up coming down, Pompey or something like that, Oxford, you'd say, no, that's probably the wrong move. If it's
a Stoke City.
Well, if it's a team that sort of get in the playoffs this year in the Championship and don't go through, you'd say, well, that's a great move for the lad, and you couldn't knock it. But I think we're probably already thinking about the succession plan of Talai, because he's come in and done very, very well. And but who knows? We could be playing in the Champ with him next year. Yeah, funny things about it.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, definitely. So right, well, I'll just end on the fact that Andrew T, he keeps spelling Pepple wrong. So I went salt with his pepper in the chat there, but he did mean Pepple. Look, as I said in my score prediction, Andrew, he's going to score 2 goals on Saturday. So I'll just end that with that. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Let's look forward to Saturday. Come and say hello if you see any of us. But other than that, we'll catch you later.